How's it going, everybody? It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another test drive video. Today we are in a 1984 Chevrolet K10 with a 350 backed by a 700R4 overdrive transmission. Alright, so again we have an 84 Chevrolet K10. It's a factory short wheelbase 4x4 pickup. The driveline on this truck is a non-original 350 backed by a 700R4 overdrive transmission. Unfortunately, I don't know when the driveline was put in the truck. Neither one is original to the vehicle, but the drivability is great. It drives like a stock K10. Motor feels good. Transmission shifts up through the gears nice. And it's a really good cruising pickup. We're doing 55 miles an hour right now with no problems whatsoever. On the exhaust, it's a little bit older. It's got an older set of headers, dual exhaust, Flowmaster style muffler. Sounds good going down the road, but you can see some surface corrosion on the headers and the exhaust. At some point, maybe someone wants to replace it. Again, it doesn't need to be done. It's just older visually. Power steering, power front disc brakes like these would have had. And again, drives like a stock K10. On your interior, it was originally a burgundy interior. Now it's obviously black. Door panels are nice. Dash pad looks good. Seat cover's in good shape. Headliner's good. Visors are an older material. You do have these aftermarket digital gauges which all function. All that stuff looks good. You do have tilt and power windows, power locks. Overall, the interior's in good shape. Carpet's in good shape, and then you have your 4x4 selector on the floor in the stock location. As far as items not working, it's a short list. The flashers aren't working. You have your flasher switch right there. It's not doing anything. And then you have factory cruise, but the cruise is not engaging, so I don't know exactly what's wrong with that. The Carfax is clean. There's no accidents, no damage ever reported as far as an accident goes. Unfortunately, I don't really know what the true miles of the truck are due to the fact that it's kind of all over the place on the Carfax, so it's kind of a true mileage unknown truck. Again, on a lot of these, that's kind of how it comes up when you don't have backstory or you don't have significant entries on the Carfax. You just can't really tell what the actual miles are. So on this one, I don't really know. But it is a good solid truck. Little aggressive pull there, 350 strong. Again, that transmission shifts like it should. Being that it's a 700R4, you have that highway gear, so it cruises down the road 65 miles an hour, no problem. On the underneath, the floors and the frame rails, the cab corners, and the inner rockers, everything is really solid on the bottom side of this truck. I didn't find any current rust issues, just a good clean pickup. Cosmetically, originally it was a two-tone red and black truck. Now it's obviously a solid red. I don't know when the paint was done. It is older, it's got some checking, it's got some imperfections. The worst spot being on the passenger side bedside. It does have a decent sized dent over there, so it would need a little bit of body work to pop that out and straighten the bedside. And then at some point you might want to do some paint work, but again, the truck is presentable the way it sits, just older. Check out the additional infos tab, you'll see all the imperfections that I'm talking about. This one does have an older black spray and bed liner. A little bit of it is flaking off on the bed floor, but again, it's there. Wheels and tires are in good shape. It has a nice knobby tire on it, but it's not too loud going down the road. It doesn't beat you to death. And this is those are the gauges are kind of they're an old school digital style gauge. They were probably installed a while ago, but they are functioning. You have your speedometer, you have your tach. Then you have your standard volts, oil pressure, fuel gauge, and then your water temperature gauge. So your standard gauges, they just swap to a digital gauge. Yep, horn works, and then again, if I didn't mention it, you do have tilt. Stop's nice. This one also is option with dual tanks. Power windows and power locks work. Like a lot of square bodies, the power windows are a little slow, but they do make it all the way down. They do make it all the way up. You have some wind noise coming from the vent windows, a little whistle. Again, there is a pretty good crosswind. It's actually a really windy day, so it's making it worse than it really is. But a lot of square bodies, it's kind of a notorious thing. If you watch my videos, you know that the square bodies, they're just notorious for having vent window whistling or window noise. Suspension feels good. It does have a block in the rear, and it does have a little bit of a taller spring in the front. I think it's a 2-inch larger spring or taller spring than it would have had from factory. You have some aftermarket Rancho shocks, so the ride quality's nice. Has a good look to it from the side, where it's still got a little bit of a rake, but it has a really cool 4x4 look to it. Steering feels good. Interior is very comfortable. So overall, it's a really good little K10 to do some upgrades to over time. I will say the turn signals do work, but that doesn't have the cancel. You have to manually cancel the turn signal, the indicator to get them to turn off. You have to manually do it. Do another little pull here to hear the exhaust. I love selling pretty much anything 4x4. Most popular things I sell across the board: Ford, Chevrolet, the GMC trucks, same thing as the Chevrolets, but all the four-wheel drive stuff always is hot. K10 trucks like this in particular, I sell 5, 6, 7 of them a month. Every time I list them, they always go quick. One thing I forgot to mention is you have your factory AC and heat controls here. Your blower motor, the little end for the switch is missing on the blower motor one, so the two that go left and right for the temperature and to turn it on and off are there. The vertical one to go up and down, that little end piece on the selector is missing. Check out the additional infos tab. See all the extra photos of the flaws, the Carfax, all that stuff will be in there. And as always, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. If there's ever anything else that y'all want to see, have comments, concerns, questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to get updates for all the content we're putting out daily. Check us out at PCClassicCars.com, and we will see you guys on the next test drive video. Thanks again for watching.